In the heart of Paris, amidst the hustle and bustle of city life, there lies a peaceful and beautiful lake, Lac de Montmartre star. For most people, it's just another scenic spot to visit, a place to relax and forget the world. But behind its tranquil surface, Lac de Montmartre hides a dark and horrifying secret. A secret born of love, betrayal, and a tortured spirit that can never find rest. Damien was a typical backbencher, mischievous, playful, and always up to some kind of trouble. He was known for his pranks, his carefree attitude, and his knack for making everyone laugh. But despite all his antics, Damien had one weakness, a deep, unspoken love for a girl in his class named Isabelle. Isabelle, on the other hand, was everything Damien was not. She was serious, studious, and the top student in their class. She spent all her time focusing on her studies, and her world revolved around academic excellence. Damien was drawn to her from the moment he first saw her. There was something about her intelligence, her quiet grace, that captivated him. But there was one problem: Isabelle never paid any attention to him. She saw him as nothing more than a troublemaker, someone unworthy of her time or affection. Despite the lack of attention from Isabelle, Damien's feelings for her only grew stronger. One day, tired of being ignored, Damien decided to take matters into his own hands. He gathered his friends and came up with a plan. He would invite Isabelle to Lac de Montmartre, the most beautiful and serene spot in Paris. There, he would confess his love and pour out his heart, hoping that his sincerity would win her over. Isabelle had no idea what she was walking into when she agreed to meet Damien and his friends at the lake. The air was calm, the water sparkling under the sun, and the surroundings peaceful. Nothing about the place hinted at the terror that was about to unfold. When they reached the lake, Damien took a deep breath and stood before Isabelle. In front of their friends, he finally confessed his feelings. His voice trembled as he spoke, but his words were full of sincerity. "Isabelle, I've been in love with you for a long time. I may not be the smartest or the best, but I promise I will make you happy. I will always take care of you. You don't have to worry about anything. Just give me a chance." For a moment, it seemed like Isabelle might say something, but then she let out a cold laugh. "Damien, are you serious? You think we belong together? I'm a top student, and you're nothing but a backbencher who never thinks about anything other than jokes and pranks. I'm working for my future, while you're stuck in your childish games. We are worlds apart, Damien. I can't be with someone like you." Her rejection was harsh, and her words were like a knife to Damien's heart. In front of everyone, he stood there, humiliated, his love crumbling in the face of her indifference. His friends tried to comfort him, but the damage was done. The laughter and mockery from his peers only deepened the wound. The next few days were agonizing for Damien. The lively, confident boy that everyone knew was gone. In his place was a quiet, broken shell of a person. He avoided his classmates, spending most of his time alone, staring at the lake from a distance. His heart ached with the weight of rejection, and he found no solace anywhere. Isabelle, too, noticed the change. She had seen Damien's mischievous side for so long, but now she saw him differently. His usual charm was gone, replaced by a sorrowful quietness. But instead of feeling guilty or responsible for what had happened, Isabelle simply moved on. She focused on her studies and didn't give Damien's pain another thought. Days turned into weeks, and Damien's disappearance from school became a topic of gossip. Some said he had dropped out, while others whispered that he had run away. But Isabelle didn't think much of it. She was too busy with her own life. Then one night, everything changed. Isabelle was lying in her bed, trying to sleep, when she suddenly heard a voice that sounded eerily familiar. It came from under her bed. "You did this to me, Isabelle. You did this to me." The voice was faint but clear, and it chilled her to the bone. She sat up, her heart racing. She looked around the room, but there was no one there. Her breath quickened as she realized the voice was coming from beneath her bed. In fear, she jumped out of bed and peered under it. But there was nothing there, only darkness. Trying to convince herself it was just her imagination, she climbed back into bed. But then the voice came again, louder this time. "I'm here, Isabelle. You can't run from me. Find me." Panic surged through Isabelle's body as she scanned the room. She saw something, feet. Bare, wet feet standing in the corner of the room. Then, slowly, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Damien. But not the Damien she knew. His body was bloated and covered in water. His eyes were wide open, but they were hollow, vacant, and filled with sorrow. He was staring at her, tears streaming down his face, his mouth open in a silent scream. Isabelle froze, paralyzed with terror. She ran from her room, bursting into the hallway and screaming for help. Her roommates rushed to her side, but when they entered her room, there was no sign of Damien. The bed was dry, the room was normal, except for the lingering scent of water, as if something had been submerged there for a long time. But Isabelle knew. She knew that it wasn't a dream. Damien's ghost had come for her, and he would not leave. The days that followed were a blur of fear and confusion. Everywhere Isabelle went, she saw Damien. In the classroom, in the hallways, even at the library. But each time, he looked more decayed, more waterlogged. His face seemed to change every time, his body growing even more monstrous. His spirit was not just haunting her, it was tormenting her, trying to make her understand the depth of his pain. Isabelle could no longer deny the truth. One evening, she decided to confront the source of her torment. She went to Lac de Montmartre, hoping to find answers. As she sat by the shore, contemplating everything that had happened, she saw a boat approaching in the distance. In the boat was a body, wrapped in a white cloth. As the boat drew closer, Isabelle's breath caught in her throat. The body was Damien's. The cloth was removed, revealing his bloated, decayed face. The truth hit Isabelle like a thunderbolt. Damien had died weeks ago. His body had been found in the lake, and it was ruled a suicide. He had taken his life, heartbroken and rejected. But his spirit had not found peace. It had been searching for Isabelle, unable to let go of the love that had been rejected. His torment had become her curse. From that moment on, Damien's ghost never left Isabelle. His presence haunted her every waking moment. His form grew more grotesque with each appearance. She could feel him in the classroom, at home, and even in the crowded streets. His face was always wet, always decayed, and always watching her with those hollow eyes. Isabelle tried everything to escape him. She visited temples, performed rituals, and begged for forgiveness. But nothing worked. Damien's ghost was bound to her, to the love she had once rejected, and it would never let her go. The years passed, but Damien's spirit remained, an unrelenting force in Isabelle's life. She could feel his presence in every shadow, in every whisper of the wind. And every night, she would hear his voice calling to her, reminding her of the love she had broken. Today, they say that Isabelle still sits by Lac de Montmartre, lost in her thoughts. She regrets every moment she rejected Damien. She still hears his whispers, still sees his decayed form haunting her. And though she is now an old woman, she has never escaped him. His spirit continues to follow her, and no matter how far she runs, he will always be there. The curse of Lac de Montmartre, they say, still lingers. And if you visit the lake, you might hear the whispers too. You might even see the ghost of Damien, still searching for the love he never got, still waiting for the girl who turned him away. Would you dare visit Lac de Montmartre? Or will Damien's ghost find you too?